Well, it's a beautiful day. Look at this amazing, pretty day. I have the grandchildren here. Today we went out and I put all the chairs in a space on the driveway. Brought in some tables and children's table and children's chairs and had a little campfire there. So it's been quite nice. Had a lovely little time. I made Maya some hot dogs and she ate some marshmallows. And I played the violin for a while. She liked it. She offered me to go get my violin at one point. That was really cool. That means she liked it. Opa and I were playing together. Well, they're only sad because they don't have any water. They don't look sad. I know they're feeling sad. Hi, is that you, Susan? Did you just get here? Thumbing up as you go? Nice to see you. So I'm taking a little break. I've been playing with the grandchildren all day, and they both seem to be interested in the television at the moment. I kind of miss Desmond, I don't get to play with him at all when he's doing screens, but then again, if he's doing screens, he's not in a fight with Maya, so, 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, right? So I had this great project that I did today, and it was the getting up this morning. As soon as I woke up, I thought, wow, we should have a campfire on the driveway. I used to have a glass teepee there. Not allowed to have my glass teepee anymore. But so we have a nice campfire area. I could put up some poles, and not really have a teepee there. Thank you, Susan. I could just put up the frame and we could hang hammocks in it. Or drape shade over across it. Now that would be nice. My son would like shade. Boy, this bird up on the wire there, he's got something huge in his mouth. Look what he's doing. It's the building. That's our... Is that the Phoebe? Or is that the great crested flycatcher? Oh, I hear the sound of children. Hi, Des. Whatever. Still sounding like a child. I guess that'll last for just a few more years. Now that you're 8 more years you won't sound like a child at all. 5 more years you won't sound like a child. The years just race by. But when you're the mother, they don't race by. They race by when you're the grandmother. Yay, kids, yes. So Maya and I had a lovely campfire. And we made hot dogs and marshmallows. A bottle, and we had a tea party. She had her tea party set out there. Well, it's actually the Good China set, the China tea party. You're gonna go to the washroom? You need a bottle for your doll? Water? There's a glass beside the sink. We have all these beautiful dragonflies here. Huh, must be the day to do the yard. I mowed a lot of campsites the other day, on Wednesday I think it was. Lots of campsites. They're very big campsites. They're not like a provincial park kind, like they are really big group campsites. A room for 100 kids or, 20 tents, 30 tents. There's a lot of room in those campsites. Forget how the organization of tents goes. 5 to a tent, or maybe as many kids as have a tent. That's how many tents there are. And then if there's kids that don't have a tent, well then there are a few in a tent. Some of the tents get used for belongings. That's the best way to do it. You have your sleeping tent. Hi, Annie. Oh, hi, Annie. There you are. Nice to see you, Annie. Let's see. Annie Smith. Where are you from, Annie Smith? Do we know Annie Smith's location? Let's see. Annie Smith. In the United States, right? I have my YouTuber's book. Hey, I could go get it. So it's nice to just chat with you for a little while. It was really nice out there playing the violin and keeping the fire going, and Maya with her hot dogs, and she had her screens. She was doing. Oh, you're from Ohio. Okay, Annie Smith from Ohio. There's a few of you from Ohio. Ohio must have a lot of people in it. Keep it for everybody able to be from there. There has to be a lot of people there, don't you think? Well, not everybody's from Ohio. I'm not, for instance. But the people that my neighbors used to go visit in Georgia, they used to go to Ohio and visit family. I never knew them very well. I knew them a bit, but their kids were older than us. They were the Harringtons were quite older, as well as the Jenkins and the Smiths. We had this I.C. Smiths next door. Smith. And then we had a Smith across the street. That was Becky. Becky, Buster, and Larry. And we would go over there every day. And Cynthia would play with Larry, and Charles would play with Buster, and I would play with Becky. And we had a great old time. We would play football. I've told you this before. We make piles of pine straw and bring lots of pine cones back behind it, and that was our weapons and our fortress. We played that all the time until one day, after years of playing it, Larry got the pine cone right there and he cut his eyelid. And nobody was ever allowed to play pine battles, or maybe nobody really wanted to anymore. Don't seem to remember being told we were not allowed. But their mom was really good at telling me what I was not allowed. Like, she would put me on restriction. I would come up with really good ideas. That's what kids who come up with really good ideas have. They get put on restriction by the parents of the other children. Oh well. A lot of my good ideas involved me and Becky at the river. Yeah, she wasn't supposed to go to the river. I could. I don't know if there was ever a time. I mean, I know we were taught not to go real close to the river. But then we got a boat. And you had to go really close to get down to the boat. It was a very steep cliff. We would get the leftover rotten tomatoes out of the garden every year and have tomato fights. Oh, that's great. Oh my goodness, a bunch of dirty children wearing their dirty shirts have got all these tomato splats on them. When we were farming, those kids, farm children, they can get so dirty. My children could get really dirty. You could tell. You didn't have to smell their clothes to see if they were dirty or not. No, you could just look at them. Grandma? Look, here's one of the grandchildren.
Maya's watching Ninja Kids again.
She is?
Yes.
Tell her that Grandma doesn't like that show, and she can watch it on her tablet, but not on my television. Oh, we'd get messy all right, Susan says. I was so messy all of my life. I always had to have on rubber boots or sandals or bare feet. We played in the stream. There was a little creek behind her house. It really smelled bad. It had red stuff in it. I guess it was rust. But it smelled like sulfur, I guess. But I don't think Becky remembers that. Maybe I do because I moved away. Well, it was definitely different from the river. We used to make we'd go down there and play in it, catch crawdads, catch frogs, catch minnows, make little dams and pools in the creek, in the flow. And then it would get all this red, orange, scummy rust on the edges. It was kind of yucky. But we would play there. We didn't care. We would catch those crawdads. But you never let them grab you. But I think I do remember you can grab them if you reach down over the top of them and grab their sides and pick them up, and then everything is moving by then. Help, help, she's got me. No, not a cage. No, no. Oh, I could go on a hook and feed the fish. Well, that's a good idea. We never did that. I could never stick a hook into anything. I did it to some worms once, and it wasn't a very nice experience. I'd rather just put a zip tie. What do you say? Goodness knows what that red stuff was. Well, the red stuff was actually from the rust. I think that when leaves decompose, and in this case, probably pine needles. But you know, Georgia red clay, the iron, and so it's got a lot of iron in the clay, which is why when the clay, you know, it can get rusty because that iron will rust. Very strange, eh? I feel a little bit torn. I feel like I should be playing games with my grandson. And yet, he doesn't really want to play anything with me. He wants to be left alone and do his thing, which is what they do. That's what kids do. Especially once they get to be 12. Forget it. He's 8. Amaya's got the TV playing something I don't like. It could be worse. I mean, in this day and age, it can always be worse. My son, you said you can't use frogs for fishing anymore. It's inhumane. Ah, good job. I think I did use a frog once. I think I did take my son's fishing once. We caught all these frogs and then we used them as bait. I think that was very inhumane. Yes. Well, everything we do, like if you get into Buddhism, you know, everything is about being humane and not doing anything to damage anything else. You can't fish either. Yeah, the neighbors come and get minnows out of my pond. I suppose it doesn't make any difference. If we were going to all grow and become big fish, then we'd have a lot of big fish in there. Because they for years and years and years. I suppose he's just taking the ones that the frogs and the ducks would eat, right? And the turtles. Next, it will be worms, yes. Yes, the one-celled creatures that are used to find out everything. People need a cause, a goal. And so if you want to protect all the cats in the world, well, that can be your goal. And then you spend all your time and energy, you know, focusing on that and rescue kind of animal or something. You could just rescue lots of animals. But people need a cause. And when we have a cause, it gives us something it gives us some purpose. Hi, Pamela. Wow. Hi, Nancy. Hi to your sweet. Oh, do say hi to your sweet grandson for me. It was fun teaching his class before the so-called pandemic. He sure loves exploring the outdoors. He does, eh? I don't see that with him. Just like my other children, he likes to be on his screens. Once my boys got those, they never came outside again. It's sad. I like screens too, but I go outside. But I'm a girl, and I think girls there's this thing. It's different. It's really fun to accomplish something on these screens, though, you know? You really get a good feeling being able to manipulate things and to create a building or something. It's a really good feeling to create something and then to challenge yourself to do it. Pamela lives nearby in Ontario. Did you lose power when this last so long, Pamela? We've been camping up there near Peterborough, and there's no power there. I've been camping using the campfire, camp stove, campground, campfire. Saturday to Wednesday, you were out of power. Oh, okay. I think here at the house we were out from Saturday till Monday. I'm not sure. There was a tree down on our line. Nancy, maybe you could make some Play-Doh for the kids. Yes, I could make Play-Doh for the kids. Who is in the driveway? Is Willem home? No, look at that. The driveway is yet empty except for the campfire, which I would take you to see, except that You will die. I have to be so careful not to kill my friends. Oh, something's running up the hill up there. Looks like the way a cat runs. Cats run very level. Their little legs are going very fast, but their back is very level. Unlike a dog, which does all kinds of stuff. Sniff, 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 look up, look around, go over here, go over there. A dog probably makes 10 miles out of every mile that he walks. No, out of distance he covers. My steel roof was thrown. My house roof was damaged from the storm too. I'm sorry to hear that. My teepees and grass huts are all perfectly fine. I suppose I should go down there and actually check them. But from the road they look fine. I put all the plants outside, all the potatoes, everything is out. Not planted, it's just out. But I need to go harvest those nettles. See all those nettles that are hiding this first bed? Those nettles need to be harvested because they'll get too big. I am blessed. Lose connection. I don't even like to my phone dies. Hello, everyone. Hi, Ellen. Yes, it was quite the disaster storm. There's a lot of people that still don't have power, and they may not have it for quite a while. It's kind of like the ice storm, worse than the ice storm, they said. 1,500 lines are down, 200 poles, 200 in Ottawa, and then a bunch on the grid, the corridor. I didn't see any down southern Ontario. You know, there's a nuclear power plant in Darlington, so my friend is a single father. He has a 5-year-old daughter. I've been teaching her how to sew with cotton thread, a large needle, and felt to sew on. Oh, nice. What a good idea, Susan. Oh, I took some wax. I lit a candle, a beeswax candle, and then I drew the crochet cotton through the candle wax and made a stiff point so Maya could make me a necklace. See, she made it for me. It's asymmetrical. Pretty, pretty. Yep, here we are. We're home now. Have you been kayaking this lately? So nice to be home. You don't realize how good it is until you spend some time somewhere else, you know? Like being in Holland with Lily. We're way up high on the 13th floor or something like that. And when we look outside, you can see a huge view. You haven't gone, you're waiting for me. I took one of my kayaks out to the camp, so it's out there for the summer. But it's just what I was doing, pulling nettles. Then I found a little rascally rabbit and started to try to chase it out of my garden. Oh, I haven't had a rabbit in the garden for years and years. Yes, I should go get the clippers and then go cut them. But I feel torn, like I feel like I should be in there with my grandchildren, but they're both playing their things. So maybe I should just go in there and weave. However, my son and his family is coming in about an hour and a quarter. Well, hello, Harry. Let me see, Harry. Looks like Downy. His head is so big. So pretty, isn't it? Sun. I'm getting better at my violin, you know. I really like playing it now. I should go get it and play it some more. Maybe I should go inside and sit with Desmond and see what he's playing. They like it if you're just there and they can show you what they're doing. Look what I did, Grandma. Everybody needs some good feedback. is that? That tree's in bloom out there. Is that a lilac? That's a lilac out there. And that one, they're all in bloom this year. It's been so many years since we planted them. 20. No, they're just blooming. Nice. Ooh, there's that hawk again. I think that's a broad-winged hawk. I took my bird book over there too. I have other bird books. So we're supposed to walk a lot. Do you know that? That's what they say. Walk, 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 walk. If you've got problems with your pancreas, go for a walk. If you've got diabetes, go for a walk. If you've got problem with your digestions, yes, we can tell you are getting better again. Thank you. Good morning, Tyler. Good morning, Nancy. Glad I got to be able to catch a real live feed. A real live feed. Here it is, live. The grandchildren here, which is very nice. I love hanging out with them. I had a lot of fun with Maya today. We did a lot. We went to the dump tap. Oh, you went? Yeah. Did you go back to get your house keys yet? You have to do that. Go back to the park. Da 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 da. No. No. That's Harry. He looks like Downy though, but he's hairy. I did. They were nowhere. Oh, really? Oh my. Maybe you didn't leave them there. Maybe they never came with you. Or maybe they fell out of pocket in your pants and are on the ground somewhere. Get an a metal detector and run it along there. Or maybe you put it, they were in your jacket pocket, but you were hot by the time you got home and hung up your jacket and never thought about it. Or maybe they're draped over a chair somewhere with other things on top. Depends how you live. Will depend on where they are. I know you were locked out. You had to call Taylor. Was Bear inside or was Bear helping? Bugs bad our way, so we wait for lots of wind to walk. Swimming is not so hard on the biting. We haven't had many bugs this year out there at the camp, but I think at the house they were pretty bad. But we have dragonflies now, so the dragonflies will make short work of everything. See? Can you see the dragonflies? Going over there now. Beautiful golden color. But my neighbors offered me a place to sit in their house. Oh, nice. Yes, Ellen's got a good point about your keys to your car seat. Or did you walk from home or did you drive somewhere and then walk? Because, you know, if you locked your house, then definitely they're not in the house. If you needed your key to lock them. It's really pretty here. I should putter. Puttering is the optimum way of appreciating a day. You just do this and this and this, and you wander around and make things better. Everywhere you go, you make things a little better. Sometimes you just make things worse. I do that a lot. I pull out grass and it's laying on the ground. So either you have grass standing up in the bed that you're looking at, or you have grass laying down on the ground that you're looking at, like on the driveway. Wouldn't it be nice if there were no grass standing up or laying down? You could have actually removed it all and put it in the compost where it belongs. You must see our beautiful falls and where we can explore the river. It goes to Mississippi River. Yes, that's quite a long river. It's a long way. exploring the lake these days. Hi, Des. Well, it's been an hour. In 10, it'll be an hour. Tell Maya. Oh, good. Tell Maya 10 minutes. Tell her now so she'll be ready so she won't fight you later. She'll definitely fight. You have to give her some time. 10 minutes. Oh, hi, Des. Your teacher is on here.
What?
Your teacher. Remember the one we went and... Don't read the name right out loud, but... You remember when we went to her house one time?
No.
We did. We went to her house. Teacher. She's a... You don't teach French, do you? No. She's an extra teacher. A helper teacher. She's got blonde hair and she's round, beautiful round